Act 3, Scene 1. Enter Duke, Thurio, and Proteus.
Sir Thurio, give us leave, I pray, a while. We have some secrets to confer about. Now tell me, Proteus, what's your will with me?
My gracious lord, that which I would discover, the law of friendship bids me to conceal. When I call to mind your gracious favours done to me undeserving, as I am, my duty pricks me on to utter that which else no worldly good should draw from me. No, worthy prince, Sir Valentine, my friend, this night intends to steal away your daughter. Myself am one made privy to the plot. I know you have determined to bestow her on Thurio, whom your gentle daughter hates, and should she thus be stolen away from you, it would be such vexation to your age. Thus, for my duty's sake, I rather choose to cross my friend in his intended drift, than by concealing it, heap on your head a pack of sorrows which would press you down, being unprevented to your timeless grave.
Proteus, I thank thee for thine honest care, which to requite command me while I live. This love of theirs myself have often seen, happily when they have judged me fast asleep. Oftentimes have purposed to forbid Sir Valentine her company in my court. But fearing lest my jealous aim might err, and so unworthily disgrace the man, a rashness that I ever yet have shunned, I gave him gentle looks, thereby to find that which thyself hast now disclosed to me. And that thou mayest perceive my fear of this, knowing that tender youth is soon suggested, I nightly lodge her in an upper tower, the key whereof myself have ever kept, and thence she cannot be conveyed away.
No, noble lord, they have devised a mean how he her chamber window will ascend, and with a corded ladder fetch her down, for which the youthful lover is now gone, and this way comes he with it presently, where if it please you, you may intercept him. But, good my lord, do it so cunningly that my discovery be not aimed at, for love of you, not hate unto my friend, hath made me publisher of this pretence.
Upon mine honor, he shall never know that I had any light from thee of this.
Adieu, my lord. Sir Valentine is coming.
Sir Valentine, whither away so fast?
Please, at your grace, there is a messenger that stays to bear my letters to my friends, and I am going to deliver them.
Be they of much import?
The tenor of them doth but signify my health and happy being at your court.
Nay then, no matter. Stay with me a while. I am to break with thee of some affairs that touch me near, wherein thou must be secret. 'Tis not unknown to thee that I have sought to match my friend Sir Thurio to my daughter.
I know it well, my lord, and sure the match were rich and honorable. Besides, the gentleman is full of virtue, bounty, worth, and qualities beseeming such a wife as fair as your daughter. Cannot your grace win her to fancy him?
No. Trust me, she is peevish, sullen, froward, proud, disobedient, stubborn, lacking duty, neither regarding that she is my child, nor fearing me as if I were her father. May I say to thee, this pride of hers, upon advice, hath drawn my love from her. And where I thought the remnant of mine age should have been childlike duty, I am now full resolved to take a wife and turn her out to who will take her in. Then let her beauty be her wedding dower. For me and my possessions she esteems not.
What would your grace have me to do in this?
There is a lady in Verona here whom I affect, but she is nice and coy, and not esteems my aged eloquence. Now, therefore, would I have thee to my tutor, for long agone I forgot court. Besides, the fashion of the time is changed. How and which way I may bestow myself to be regarded in her sun-bright eye.
Win her with gifts, if she respect not words. Dumb jewels often in their silent kind, more than quick words do move a woman's mind.
But she did scorn a present that I sent her.
A woman sometimes scorns what best contents her. Send her another. Never give her o'er, for scorn at first makes afterlove the more. If she do frown, 'tis not in hate of you, but rather to beget more love in you. If she do chide, 'tis not to have you gone, for why the fools are mad if left alone. Take no repulse, whatever she doth say, for get you gone, she doth not mean away. Flatter and praise, commend, extol their graces, though ne'er so black, say they have angels' faces. That man that hath a tongue, I say, is no man if with his tongue he cannot win a woman.
But she, I mean, is promised by her friends unto a youthful gentleman of worth, and kept severely from resort of men, that no man hath access by day to her.
Why then, I would resort to her by night.
Aye, but the doors be locked and keys kept safe, that no man hath recourse to her by night.
What lets but one may enter at her window?
Her chamber is a loft, far from the ground, and built so shelving that one cannot climb it without apparent hazard of his life.
Why then, a ladder, quaintly made of cords to cast up, with a pair of anchoring hooks, would serve to scale another hero's tower, so bold Leander would adventure it.
Oh, now, as thou art a gentleman of blood, advise me where I may have such a ladder.
When would you use it? Pray, sir, tell me that.
Oh, this very night, for love is like a child that longs for everything that he can come by.
By 7 o'clock, I'll get you such a ladder.
Oh, but hark thee, I will go to her alone. How shall I best convey the ladder thither?
It will be light, my lord, that you may bear it under a cloak that is of any length.
A cloak as long as thine will serve the turn?
Aye, my good lord.
Then let me see thy cloak. I'll get me one of such another length.
Why, any cloak will serve the turn, my lord.
How shall I fashion me to wear a cloak? I pray thee, let me feel thy cloak upon me. What letter is this same? What's here? To Sylvia. And here an engine fit for my proceeding, I'll be so bold to break the seal for once. My thoughts do harbor with my Sylvia nightly, and slaves they are to me that send them flying. Oh, could their master come and go as lightly, himself would lodge where senseless they are lying. My herald thoughts in thy pure bosom rest them, while I, their king, that thither them importune, do curse the grace that with such grace has blessed them, because myself do want my servants' fortune. I curse myself, for they are sent by me, that they should harbor where their lord should be. What's here? Sylvia, this night I will enfranchise thee. 'Tis so. And here's the ladder for thy purpose. Why, Phaeton, for thou art Merop's son, wilt thou aspire to guide the heavenly car, and with thy daring folly burn the world? Wilt thou reach stars because they shine on thee? Go, base intruder, overweening slave, bestow thy fawning smiles on equal mates, and think my patience more than thy desert is privilege for thy departure hence. Thank me for this much more than for all the favors which all too much I have bestowed on thee. But if thou linger in my territories longer than expedition will give thee time to leave our royal court, by heaven my wrath shall far exceed the love I ever bore my daughter or thyself. Begone, I will not hear thy vain excuse, but as thou lovest life, make speed from hence.
And why not death rather than living torment? To die is to be banished from myself, and Sylvia is myself. Banished from her is self from self, a deadly banishment. What light is light if Sylvia not be seen? What joy is joy if Sylvia not be by? Unless it be to think that she is by, and feed upon the shadow of perfection. Except I be by Sylvia in the night, there is no music in the nightingale. Unless I look on Sylvia in the day, there is no day for me to look upon. She is my essence, and I leave to be if I be not by her fair influence, fostered, illumined, cherished, kept alive. I fly not death to fly his deadly doom. Tarry I here, I but attend on death, but fly I hence, I fly away from life.
Run, boy. Run. Run and seek him out.
So ho!
What sayest thou?
Him we go to find. There's not a hair on's head, but 'tis of Valentine.
Valentine.
No,
Who then? His spirit?
neither,
What then?
nothing.
Can nothing speak? Master, shall I strike?
Who wouldst thou strike?
Nothing.
Villain, forbear.
Why, sir, I strike nothing. I pray you.
Sirrah, I say forbear. Friend, Valentine, a word.
My ears are stopped and cannot hear good news. So much of bad already hath possessed them.
Then in dumb silence will I bury mine, for they are harsh, untunable, and bad.
Is Sylvia dead?
No, Valentine.
No Valentine indeed for sacred Sylvia. Hath she forsworn me?
No, Valentine.
No Valentine if Sylvia hath forsworn me. What is your news?
Sir, there's a proclamation that you are vanished.
Thou art banished. Oh, that's the news. From hence, from Sylvia, and from me, thy friend.
I have fed upon this woe already, and now excess of it will make me surfeit. Doth Sylvia know that I am banished?
Aye, and she hath offered to the doom, which unreversed stands in effectual force, a sea of melting pearl, which some call tears, those at her father's churlish feet she tendered. With them upon her knees, her humble self wringing her hands, whose whiteness so became them as if but now they waxed pale for woe. But neither bended knees, pure hands held up, sad sighs, deep groans, nor silver shedding tears could penetrate her uncompassionate sire. But Valentine, if he be ta'en, must die. Besides, her intercession chafed him so, when she for thy repeal was suppliant, that to close prison he commanded her, with many bitter threats of biding there.
No more, unless the next word that thou speaks have some malignant power upon my life. If so, I pray thee breathe it in my ear, as ending anthem of my endless dolour.
Cease to lament, for that thou canst not help, and study help for that which thou lament'st. Time is the nurse and breeder of all good. Here, if thou stay, thou canst not see thy love. Besides, thy staying will abridge thy life. Hope is a lover's staff. Walk hence with that, and manage it against despairing thoughts. Thy letters may be here, though thou art hence, which, being writ to me, shall be delivered, even in the milk-white bosom of thy love. The time now serves not to expostulate. Come, I'll convey thee through the city gate, and ere I part with thee, confer at large of all that may concern thy love affairs. As thou lovest Sylvia, though not for thyself, regard thy danger, and along with me.
I pray thee, Launce, and if thou seest my boy, bid him make haste and meet me at the north gate.
Go, Sarah, find him out. Come, Valentine.
Oh, my dear Sylvia, hapless Valentine.
I am but a fool, look you, and yet I have the wit to a kind of a knave. But that's all one if he be but one knave. He lives not now that knows me to be in love, yet I am in love. But a team of horse shall not pluck that from me, nor who 'tis I love. Yet 'tis a woman. But what woman I will not tell myself. Yet 'tis a milkmaid. It is not a maid, for she hath had gossips, yet 'tis a maid, for she is her master's maid, and serves for wages. She hath more qualities than a water spaniel, which is much in a bare Christian. Here is a catalogue of her condition. Imprimis, she can fetch and carry. My horse can do no more. Nay, a horse cannot fetch, but only carry. Therefore, she is better than a jade. Item, she can milk. Look you, a sweet virtue in a maid with clean hands.
How now, Signor Lance? What news of your mastership?
With my master's ship, why, it's at sea.
Well, your old vice still. Mistake the word. What news then in your paper?
Oh, the blackest news thou ever heardst.
Why, man? How black?
Why, as black as ink.
Why as black as ink?
Why, as black as ink. Fie on thee, jolt head. Thou canst not read.
Thou lies, I can.
I will try thee. Tell me this. Who begot thee?
Marry the son of my grandfather.
Oh, illiterate loiterer. It was the son of thy grandmother. This proves that thou canst not read.
Come, fool, come. Try me in thy paper.
There. And Saint Nicholas be thy speed.
Imprimus, she can milk.
Aye, that she can.
Item, she brews good ale.
And thereof comes the proverb, blessing of your heart, you brew good ale.
Item, she can sew.
That's as much as to say, can she sew?
Item, she can knit.
What need a man care for a stock with a wench when she can knit him a stock?
Item, she can wash and scour.
A special virtue, for then she need not be washed and scoured.
Item, she can spin.
Then may I set the world on wheels when she can spin for her living.
Item, she hath many nameless virtues.
Well, that's as much as to say bastard virtues, that indeed know not their fathers, and therefore have no names.
Here follow her vices.
Close at the heels of her virtues.
Item, she is not to be kissed, fasting in respect of her breath. Ooh.
Well, that fault may be mended with a breakfast. Read on.
Item, she hath a sweet mouth.
That'd make amends for her sour breath.
She doth talk in her sleep.
Well, it's no matter for that. So she sleep not in her talk?
Item, she is slow in words.
Oh, villain, that set this down among her vices? To be slow in words is a woman's only virtue. I pray thee outwit and place it for her chief virtue.
Item, she is proud.
Out with that too. It was Eve's legacy and cannot be ta'en from her.
Item, she hath no teeth.
Well, I care not for that neither, because I love crusts.
Item, she is crust.
Well, the best is she hath no teeth to bite.
Item, she will often praise her liquor.
If her liquor be good, she shall. If she will not, I will, for good things should be praised.
Item, she is too liberal.
Well, of her tongue she cannot, for that's writ down she is slow of. Of her purse she shall not, for that I'll keep shut. Now, of another thing she may, and that I cannot help. Well, proceed.
Item, she hath more hair than wit, and more faults than hairs, and more wealth than faults.
Stop there. I'll have her. She was mine, and not mine twice or thrice in that last article. Oh, rehearse that once more.
Item, she hath more hair than wit.
More hair than wit. It may be, I'll prove it. The cover of the salt hides the salt, and therefore it is more than the salt. The hair that covers the wit is more than the wit. for the greater hides the less. What's next?
And more faults than hairs.
Oh, that's monstrous. Oh, that were out.
And more wealth than faults.
Why, that word makes the faults gracious. Well, I'll have her, and if it be a match, as nothing is impossible,
What then?
why, then will I tell thee that thy master stays for thee at the north gate.
For me?
For thee. Aye, who art thou? He has stayed for a better man than thee.
And must I go with him?
Well, thou must run to him, for thou hast stayed so long that going will scarce serve the turn.
Why didst not tell me sooner? Pox on your love letters.
Now will he be swinged for reading my letter, an unmannerly slave that will thrust himself into secrets. Laughter, to rejoice in the boy's correction.
Act 3, Scene 2. Enter Duke and Thurio.
Sir Thurio, fear not but that she will love you, now Valentine is banished from her sight.
Since his exile, she hath despised me most, forsworn my company, and railed at me, that I am desperate of obtaining her.
This weak impress of love is a figure trenched in ice, which with an hour's heat dissolves to water and doth lose his form. A little time will melt her frozen thoughts, and worthless Valentine shall be forgot. How now, Sir Proteus? Is your countryman, according to our proclamation, gone?
Gone, my good lord.
My daughter takes his going grievously.
A little time, my lord, will kill that grief.
So I believe, but Thurio thinks not so. Proteus, the good conceit I hold of thee, for thou hast shown some sign of good desert, makes me the better to confer with thee.
Longer than I prove loyal to your grace, let me not live to look upon your grace.
Thou knowest how willingly I would effect the match between Sir Thurio and my daughter.
I do, my lord.
And also, I think thou art not ignorant how she opposes her against my will.
She did, my lord, when Valentine was here.
Aye, and perversely she persevers so. What might we do to make the girl forget the love of Valentine and love Sir Thurio?
The best way is to slander Valentine with falsehood, cowardice, and poor descent, 3 things that women highly hold in hate.
Aye, but she'll think that it is spoke in hate.
Aye, if his enemy deliver it. Therefore it must, with circumstance, be spoken by one who she esteemeth as his friend.
Then you must undertake to slander him.
And that, my lord, I shall be loath to do. 'Tis an ill office for a gentleman, especially against his very friend.
Where your good word cannot advantage him, your slander never can endamage him. Therefore the office is indifferent, being entreated to it by your friend.
You have prevailed, my lord. If I can do it by aught that I can speak in his dispraise, she shall not long continue love to him. But say this weed her love from Valentine, it follows not that she will love Sir Thurio.
Therefore, as you unwind her love from him, lest it should ravel and be good to none, you must provide to bottom it on me, which must be done by praising me as much as you in worth dispraise Sir Valentine.
And Proteus, we dare trust you in this kind because we know, on Valentine's report, you are already love's firm votary and cannot soon revolt and change your mind. Upon this warrant shall you have access, where you with Sylvia may confer at large, for she is lumpish, heavy, melancholy, and for your friend's sake will be glad of you, where you may temper her by your persuasion to hate young Valentine and love my friend.
As much as I can do, I will effect. But you, Sir Thurio, are not sharp enough. You must lay lime to tangle her desires by wailful sonnets whose composed rhymes should be full fraught with serviceable vows.
Aye, much is the force of heaven-bred poesy.
Say that upon the altar of her beauty, you sacrifice your tears, your sighs, your heart. Write till your ink be dry, and with your tears moist it again, and frame some feeling line that may discover such integrity. For Orpheus' lute was strung with poet's sinews, whose golden touch could soften steel and stones. Make tigers tame and huge leviathans forsake unsounded deeps to dance on sands. After your dire lamenting elegies, visit by night your lady's chamber window with some sweet consort. To their instruments tune a deploring dump. The night's dead silence will well become such sweet complaining grievance. This, or else nothing, will inherit her.
This discipline shows thou hast been in love.
And thy advice this night I'll put into practice. Therefore, sweet Proteus, my direction giver, let us into the city presently to sort some gentlemen well skilled in music. I have a sonnet that will serve the turn to give the onset to thy good advice.
About it, gentlemen.
We'll await upon your grace till after supper, and afterward determine our proceedings.
Even now about it. I will pardon you.
Act 4, Scene 1. Enter certain outlaws.
Fellows, stand fast. I see a passenger.
If there be 10, shrink not, but down with them.
Stand, sir, and throw us that you have about you. If not, we'll make you sit and rifle you.
Sir, we are undone. These are the villains that all the travelers do fear so much.
My friends,
Not so, sir. We are your enemies.
Peace, we'll hear him.
Aye, by my beard will we, for he is a proper man.
then know that I have little wealth to lose. I am a man crossed with adversity. My riches are these poor habiliments, of which, if you should defurnish me, you take the sum and substance that I have.
Whither travel you?
To Verona,
Whence came you?
from Milan.
Have you long sojourned there?
Some 16 months, and longer might have stayed if crooked fortune had not thwarted me.
What, were you banished thence?
I was,
For what offense?
for that which now torments me to rehearse. I killed a man, whose death I much repent, but yet I slew him manfully in a fight, without false vantage or base treachery.
Why, ne'er repent it if it were done so. But were you banished for so small a fault?
I was, and me glad of such a doom.
Have you the tongues?
My youthful travel therein made me happy, or else I had often been miserable.
By the bear scalp of Robin Hood's fat friar, this fellow were a king from our wild faction.
We'll have him. Sirs, a word.
Master, be one of them. It's an honorable kind of thievery.
Peace, villain.
Oh, tell us this. Have you anything to take to?
Nothing but my fortune.
Oh,
Well, know then that some of us are gentlemen, such as the fury of ungoverned youth thrust from the company of awful men. Myself was from Verona banished for practicing to steal away a lady, an heir and near allied unto the Duke.
and I for Mantua, for a gentleman who in my mood I stabbed in the heart.
And I for such like petty crimes as these. But to the purpose, for we cite our faults, that they may hold excused our lawless lives, and partly seeing you are beautified with goodly shape, and by your own report a linguist, and a man of such perfection as we do in our quality much want.
Indeed, because you are a banished man, therefore, above the rest, we parley to you. Are you content to be our general, to make a virtue of necessity, and live as we do in the wilderness?
What sayest thou? Wilt thou be of our consort? Say aye, and be the captain of us all. We'll do thee homage and be ruled by thee, love thee as our commander and our king.
But if thou scorn our courtesy, thou diest.
Thou shalt not live to brag what we have offered.
I take your offer and will live with you, provided that you do no outrages on silly women or poor passengers.
No, we detest such vile base practices. Come, go with us. We'll bring thee to our cruise and show thee all the treasure we got, which with us elves all rest at thy dispose.
Act 4, Scene 2. Enter Proteus.
Already have I been false to Valentine, and now I must be as unjust to Thurio, under the colour of commending him. I have access my own love to prefer, but Sylvia is too fair, too true, too holy to be corrupted with my worthless gifts. When I protest my true loyalty to her, she twits me with my falsehood to my friend. When to her beauty I commend my vows, she bids me think how I have been forsworn in breaking faith with Julia, whom I loved, and notwithstanding all her sudden quips, the least whereof would quell a lover's hope. Yet spaniel-like, the more she spurns my love, the more it grows and fawneth on her still. But here comes Thurio. Now, must we to her window and give some evening music to her ear.
How now, Sir Proteus, have you crept before us?
Aye, gentle Thurio, for you know that love will creep in service where it cannot go.
Aye, but I hope, sir, that you love not here.
Sir, but I do, or else I would be hence.
Who, Sylvia?
Aye, Sylvia, for your sake.
Ah, I thank you for your own. Now, gentlemen, let's tune it, and do it lustily a while.
Now, my young guest, methinks you are Alicoli. I pray you, why is it?
Merry, mine host, because I cannot be merry.
Come, we'll have you merry. I'll bring you where you shall hear music and see the gentleman that you asked for.
But shall I hear him speak?
Aye, that you shall.
That will be music.
Hark, hark.
Is he among these?
Aye, but peace, let's hear him.
Who is Sylvia, what is she, that all our swains commend her? Holy, fair, and wise is she, the heavens such grace did lend her, that she might admired be. Is she as kind as she is fair? For beauty lives with kindness. Love doth to her eyes repair, to help him of his blindness, and being helped inhabits there. Then to Sylvia let us sing, that Sylvia is excelling. She excels each mortal thing upon the dull earth dwelling. To her let us garlands bring.
How now? Are you sadder than you were before? How do you, man? The music likes you not?
You mistake. The musician likes me not.
Why, my pretty youth.
He plays false, father.
How? Out of time on the strings?
Not so, but yet so false that he grieves my very heartstrings.
You have a quick ear.
I would I were deaf. It makes me have a slow heart.
I perceive you delight not in music.
Not a whit when it jars so.
Hark, what fine changes in the music.
Aye, that change is the spite.
You would have them always play but one thing?
I would always have one play, but one thing. But host, doth this Sir Proteus that we talk on often resort onto this gentlewoman?
I tell you what Lance, his man, told me. He loved her out of all Nick.
Where's Lance?
Gone to see his dog, which tomorrow, by his master's command, he must carry for a present to his lady.
Peace, stand aside. The company parts.
Sir Thurio, fear you not. I will so plead that you shall say my cunning drift excels.
Where meet we?
At St. Gregory's Well.
Farewell.
Madam, good even to your ladyship.
I thank you for your music, gentlemen. Who is that spake?
One, lady, if you knew his pure heart's truth, you would quickly learn to know him by his voice.
Sir Proteus, as I take it.
Sir Proteus, gentle lady, and your servant.
What's your will?
That I may compass yours.
You have your wish. My will is even this, that presently you hie you home to bed, thou subtle, perjured, false, disloyal man. Thinkest thou I am so shallow, so conceitless to be seduced by thy flattery that hast deceived so many with thy vows? Return and make thy love amends. For me, by this pale queen of night, I swear, I am so far from granting thy request that I despise thee for thy wrongful suit, and by intend to chide myself, e'en for this time I spend in talking to thee.
I grant, sweet love, that I did love a lady, but she is dead.
False if I should speak it, for I am sure she is not buried.
Say that she be. Yet Valentine, thy friend, survives, to whom thyself art witness. I am betrothed. And art thou not ashamed to wrong him with thy importunacy?
I likewise hear that Valentine is dead.
And so suppose am I. For in his grave, assure thyself, my love is buried.
Sweet lady, let me rake it from the earth.
Go to thy lady's grave and call hers thence, or at the least in hers sepulchre thine.
He heard not that.
Madam, if your heart be so obdurate, vouchsafe me yet your picture for my love. The picture that is hanging in your chamber. To that I'll speak, to that I'll sigh and weep. For since the subject of your perfect self is else devoted, I am but shadow. And to your shadow I will make true love.
If 'twere a substance, you would sure deceive it, and make it but a shadow as I am.
I am very loath to be your idol, sir. But since your falsehood shall become you well, to worship shadows and adore false shapes, send to me in the morning and I'll send it. And so good rest.
As wretches have o'ernight that wait for execution in the morn.
Host, will you go?
By my halidom, I was fast asleep.
Pray you, where lies Sir Proteus?
Marry at my house. Trust me, I think 'tis almost day. No.
Not so, but it hath been the longest night that e'er I watched, and the most heaviest.
Act 4, Scene 3. Enter Eglamour.
This is the hour that Madame Sylvia entreated me to call and know her mind. There's some great matter she'd employ me in. Madam! Madam!
Who calls?
Your servant and your friend, one attends your ladyship's command.
Sir Eglamour, 1,000 times good morrow.
As many worthy lady to yourself, according to your ladyship's impose, I am thus early come to know what service it is your pleasure to command me in.
Oh, Eglamour, thou art a gentleman. Think not I flatter, for I swear I do not. Valiant, wise, remorseful, well accomplished. Thou art not ignorant what dear goodwill I bear unto the banished Valentine, nor how my father would enforce me marry vain Thurio, whom my very soul abhorred. Thyself hast loved, and I have heard thee say, no grief did ever come so near thy heart as when thy lady and thy true love died, upon whose grave thou vowedst pure chastity. Sir Eglamour, I would to Valentine, to Mantua, where I hear he makes abode, and for the ways are dangerous to pass, I do desire thy worthy company, upon whose faith and honor I repose. Urge not my father's anger, Eglamour, but think upon my grief, a lady's grief, and on the justice of my flying hence to keep me from a most unholy match, which heaven and fortune still rewards with plagues. I do desire thee, even from a heart as full of sorrows as the sea of sands, to bear me company and go with me. If not, to hide what I have said to thee, that I may venture to depart alone.
Madam, I pity much your grievances, which, since I know they are virtuously are placed, I give consent to go along with you, reckoning as little what betideth me as much I wish all good befortune you. When will you go?
This evening coming.
Where shall I meet you?
At Friar Patrick's cell, where I intend holy confession.
I will not fail your ladyship. Good morrow, gentle lady.
Good morrow, kind Sir Eglamour.
Act 4, Scene 4. Enter Launce with his... Oh, this dog crab!
When a man's servant shall play the cur with him, look you, it goes hard. One that I brought up of a puppy, one that I saved from drowning when 3 or 4 of his blind brothers and sisters went to it. I have taught him, even as one would say precisely, thus I would teach a dog. I was sent to deliver him as a present to Mistress Sylvia from my master. I came no sooner into the dining chamber, but he steps me to her trencher and steals her capon's leg. Oh, 'tis a foul thing when a cur cannot keep himself in all companies. I would have, as one should say, one that takes upon him to be a dog indeed, to be, as it were, a dog at all things. If I had not had more wit than he to take a fault upon me that he did, I think verily he had been hanged for it. Sure as I live, he had suffered for it. You shall judge. He thrusts me himself into the company of 3 or 4 gentleman-like dogs under the Duke's table. Had he not been there, bless the mark, a pissing while, but all the chamber smelt him. Out with the dog, says one. What cur is that, says another. Whip him out, says the third. Hang him up, says the Duke. I, having been acquainted with the smell before, knew it was crab, and goes me to the fellow that whips dogs. Friend, quoth I, you mean to whip the dog? Ay, marry, do I, quoth he. You do him the more wrong, quoth I. 'Twas I did the thing you wot of. He makes me no more ado, but whips me out of the chamber. How many masters would do this for his servant? Nay, I'll be sworn I have sat in the stocks for puddings he hath stolen, otherwise he had been executed. I have stood on the pillory for geese he hath killed, otherwise he had suffered for't. Thou thinkst not of this now. Nay, I remember the trick you served me when I took my leave of Madam Sylvia. Did not I bid thee still mark me and do as I do? When didst thou see me heave up my leg and make water against a gentlewoman's farthingale? Didst thou ever see me do such a trick?
Sebastian is thy name. I like thee well, and will employ thee in some service presently.
In what you please, I'll do what I can.
I hope thou wilt. How now, you whoreson peasant? Where have you been these 2 days loitering?
Marry, sir, I carried Mistress Sylvia the dog you bade me.
And what says she to my little jewel?
Mary, she says your dog was a cur and tells you currish thanks is good enough for such a present.
But she received my dog.
No, indeed she did not. Here have I brought him back again.
What? Didst thou offer her this from me?
Aye, sir. The other squirrel was stolen from me by the hangman's boys in the marketplace, and then I offered her mine own, who is a dog as big as 10 of yours, and therefore the gift the greater.
Go, get thee hence, and find my dog again, or ne'er return to me again into my sight. Away, I say. Stayest thou to vex me here? A slave that still an end turns me to shame. Sebastian, I have entertained thee, partly that I have need of such a youth, that can with some discretion do my business, for 'tis no trusting to yon foolish lout, but chiefly for thy face and thy behaviour, which, if my augury deceive me not, witness good bringing up, fortune, and truth. Therefore, know thou, for this I entertain thee. Go presently, and take this ring with thee. Deliver it to Madam Sylvia. She loved me well, delivered it to me.
It seems you loved not her, to leave her tokened. Is she dead, belike?
Not so. I think she lives.
Alas!
Why dost thou cry alas?
I cannot choose but pity her.
Wherefore shouldst thou pity her?
Because methinks that she loved you as well as you do love your Lady Sylvia. She dreams on him that has forgotten her love. You dote on her that cares not for your love. 'Tis pity love should be so contrary, and thinking of it makes me cry, alas!
Well, give her that ring, and therewithal this letter. That's her chamber. Tell my lady I claim the promise for her heavenly picture. Your message done, hie home into my chamber, where thou shalt find me sad and solitary.
How many women would do such a message? Alas, poor Proteus. Proteus, thou hast entertained a fox to be the shepherd of thy lambs. Alas, poor fool, why do I pity him that has his very heart despieth me? Because he loves her, he despiseth me. Because I love him, I must pity him. This ring I gave him when he parted from me to bind him to remember my goodwill. And now am I, unhappy messenger, to plead for that which I would not obtain, to carry that which I would have refused, to praise his faith which I would have dispraised. I am my master's true confirmed love, but cannot be true servant to my master unless I prove false traitor to myself. Yet will I woo for him, but yet so coldly, as heaven it knows, I would not have him speed. Gentlewoman, good day. I pray you be my mean to bring me where to speak with Madam Sylvia.
What would you with her, if that I be she?
If you be she, I do entreat your patience to hear me speak the message I am sent on.
From whom?
From my master, Sir Proteus, madam.
Oh, he sends you for a picture.
Aye, madam.
Ursula, bring my picture there. Go, give your master this. Tell him from me, one Julia, that his changing thoughts forget would better fit his chamber than this shadow.
Madam, please you pursue this letter. Oh, pardon me, madam. I have unadvised delivered you a paper that I should not have. This is a letter for your ladyship.
I pray thee, let me look on that again.
It may not be good, madam, pardon me.
Okay, there, hold. I will not look upon your master's lines. I know they are stuffed with protestations and full of newfound oaths, which he will break as easily as I do. Here's this paper.
Madam, he sends your ladyship this ring.
The more shame for him that he sends it me. For I have heard him say 1,000 times as Julia gave it him at his departure. Though his false finger have profaned the ring, mine shall not do his Julia so much wrong.
She thanks you.
What sayest thou?
I thank you, madam, that you tender her. Poor gentlewoman, my master wrongs her so much.
Dost thou know her?
Almost as well as I do know myself. To think upon her woes, I do protest that I have wept 100 several times.
Belike she thinks that Proteus hath forsook her.
I think she doth, and that's her cause of sorrow.
Is she not passing fair?
She hath been fairer, madam, than she is. When she did think my master loved her well, she, in my judgment, was as fair as you. But since she did not neglect her looking glass and threw her sun-expelling mask away, the air hath starved the roses in her cheeks that pinched the lily tincture of her face, that now she's become as black as I am.
How tall was she?
About my statue. For a Pentecost, we all our pageants of delights were played. Our youth got me to play the woman's part, and I was trimmed to Madame Julia's gown, which served me as fit by all men's judgments as if the garment has been made for me. Therefore, I know she is about my height. And at that time I made her weep a good, for I played a lamentable part, madam. 'Twas Ardenea passioning for Theseus's perjury and unjust flight, which I so lividly acted with my tears, that my poor mistress, moved therewithal, wept bitterly, and I would be dead, if I felt not her very sorrow.
She is beholding to thee, gentle youth. Alas, poor lady, desolate and left. I weep myself to think upon thy words. Here, youth, there is my purse. I give thee this for thy sweet mistress' sake, because thou lovest her. Farewell.
And she thank you for it if she ever knew you. A virtuous gentlewoman, mild and beautiful. I hope my master's suit will be but cold, since she respects my mistress's love so much. Alas, how love can trifle with itself. Here is her picture, let me see. I think if I, such attire, this face of mine were full as lovely as is this of hers. And yet, the painter flatter her a little, unless I flatter myself too much. Her hair is auburn, mine is perfect yellow. If that be all the difference in this love, I'll get me a colored periwig. Her eyes are gray as glass, and so are mine. Aye, but her forehead's low and mine is high. And what should it be that he respects in her, but I can make respective in myself? if this fond love were not a blinded god. Come, come, shadow, and take this shadow up, for this thy rival. O thou senseless form, thou shalt be worshipped, kissed, loved, and adored. And were there sense in his idolatry, my substance should be the statute in thy stead. I'll use thee kindly for thy mistress's sake, that used me so, or else, by Jove, I vow I should have scratched out your unseeing eyes to make my master out of love with thee.
Act 5, Scene 1. Enter Eglamour.
The sun begins to gild the western sky. And now it is about the very hour that Sylvia at Friar Patrick's cell should meet me. She will not fail, for lovers break not hours unless it be to come before their time. So much they spur their expedition. See where she comes. Lady, a happy evening.
Amen, amen. Go on, good Eglamour, out of the postern by the abbey wall. I fear I'm attended by some spies.
Fear not, the forest is not 3 leagues off. If we recover that, we are sure enough.
Act 5, Scene 2. Enter Thurio, Proteus, and Julia, disguised as Sebastian.
Sir Proteus, what says Sylvia to my suit?
Oh, sir, I find her milder than she was, and yet she takes exceptions at your person.
What? That my leg is too long?
No, that it is too little.
I'll wear a boot to make it somewhat rounder.
Love will not be spurred to what it loathes.
What says she to my face?
She says it is a fair one.
Nay, then the wanton lies. My face is black.
But pearls are fair, and the old saying is, black men are pearls in beauteous ladies' eyes.
'Tis true, such pearls as put out ladies' eyes, for I would rather wink than look on them.
How likes she my discourse?
Ill, when you talk of war.
But well when I discourse of love and peace.
Better indeed when you hold your peace.
What says she to my valor?
Oh, sir, she makes no doubt of that.
She needs not when she knows it cowardice.
What says she to my birth?
That you are well derived.
True, from a gentleman to a fool.
Considers she my possessions?
Oh, aye, and pities them.
Wherefore?
That such an ass should owe them.
That they are out by lease.
Here comes the Duke.
How now, Sir Proteus, and now Thurio, which of you saw Eglamour of late?
Not I.
Nor I.
Saw you my daughter?
Neither.
Why then she's fled unto that peasant Valentine, and Eglamour is in her company. 'Tis true, for Friar Lawrence met them both as he in penance wandered through the forest. Him he knew well and guessed that it was she, but being masked, he was not sure of it. Besides, she did intend confession at Patrick's cell this even, and there she was not. These likelihoods confirm her flight from hence. Therefore, I pray you, stand not to discourse, but mount you presently and meet with me upon the rising of the mountain foot that leads toward Mantua, whither they are fled. Dispatch, sweet gentlemen, and follow me.
Why, this it is to be a peevish girl that flies her fortune when it follows her. I'll after more to be revenged on Eglamour than for the love of reckless Sylvia.
And I will follow. More for Sylvia's love than hate of Eglamour that goes with her.
And I will follow, more to cross that love than hate for Sylvia that is gone for love.
Act 5, Scene 3. Enter Sylvia and outlaws.
Come, be patient. We must bring you to our captain.
1,000 more mischances than this one have learned me how to brook this patiently.
Come, bring her away.
Where's the gentleman that was with her?
Being nimble-footed, he hath outrun us. But Moises and Valerius follow him. Go thou with her to the west end of the wood. There is our captain. We'll follow him that's fled. The thicket is beset. He cannot escape.
Come, I must bring you to our captain's cave. Fear not, he bears an honourable mind and will not use a lady lawlessly.
Oh, Valentine, this I endure for thee.
Act 5, Scene 4. Enter Valentine.
How use doth breed a habit in a man. This shadowy desert, unfrequented woods, I better brook than flourishing peopled towns. Here can I sit alone, unseen of any, and to the nightingale's complaining notes tune my distresses and record my woes. O thou that dost inhabit in my breast, leave not the mansion so long tenantless, lest, growing ruinous, the building fall and leave no memory of what it was. Repair me with thy presence, Sylvia, thou gentle nymph, cherish thy forlorn swain. What hallowing, what hallowing and what stir is this today? These are my mates, that make their wills their law, have some unhappy passenger in chase. They love me well, yet I have much to do to keep them from uncivil outrages. Withdraw thee, Valentine. Who's this comes here?
Madam, this service I have done for you. Though you respect not aught your servant doth, to hazard life and rescue you from him that would have forced your honour and your love. Vouchsafe me for my meed but one fair look. A smaller boon than this I cannot beg. Less than this I am sure you cannot give.
How like a dream is this I see and hear? Love, lend me patience to forbear a while.
Oh, unmiserable happy that I am.
Unhappy were you, madam, ere I came, but by my coming I have made you happy.
By thy approach thou makest me most unhappy.
And me when he approacheth to your presence.
Had I been seized by a hungry lion, I would have been a breakfast to the beast, rather than have false Proteus rescue me. Oh, heaven, be judge how I love Valentine, whose life as tender to me as my soul, and full as much, for more there cannot be. I do detest false perjured Proteus. Therefore be gone, solicit me no more.
What dangerous action, stood it next to death, would I not undergo for one calm look? Oh, 'tis the curse in love, and still approved when women cannot love when they're beloved.
When Proteus cannot love when he's beloved. Read over Julia's heart, thy first best love, for whose dear sake thou didst then rend thy faith into 1,000 oaths, and all those oaths descended into perjury to love me. Thou hast no faith left now, unless thou didst too, and that's far worse than none. Better have none than plural faith, which is too much by one. Thou counterfeit to thy true friend.
In love, who respects friend?
All men but Proteus!
Nay, if the gentle spirit of moving words can no way change you to a milder form, I'll woo you like a soldier, at arm's end, and love you against the nature of love. Force you.
Oh, heaven!
I'll force thee yield to my desire.
Ruffian! Let go that rude, uncivil touch, thou friend of an ill fashion.
Valentine!
Thou common friend, that's without faith or love, for such is a friend now. Treacherous man, thou hast beguiled my hopes. Naught but mine eye could have persuaded me. Now I dare not say I have one friend alive, thou wouldst disprove me. Who should be trusted when one's own right hand is perjured to the bosom? Proteus, I am sorry, I must never trust thee more, and count the world a stranger for thy sake. The private wound is deepest. Oh, time most accursed amongst all foes, that a friend should be the worst.
My shame and guilt confounds me. Forgive me, Valentine. If hearty sorrow be a sufficient ransom for offence, I tender it here. I do as truly suffer as ere I did commit.
Then I am paid, and once again I do receive the honest. Who by repentance is not satisfied, is nor of heaven nor earth, for these are pleased. By penitence the Eternal's wrath's appeased, and that my love may appear plain and free, all that was mine in Sylvia I give thee.
Oh, me unhappy.
Look to the boy.
Why, boy? Why, wag? How now? What's the matter? Look up, speak.
Oh, good sir, my master charged me to deliver a ring to Madame Sylvia, which out of neglect, my neglect was never done.
Where is that ring, boy?
Here it is.
Oh, let me see. Why, this is the ring I gave to Julia.
Oh, cry you mercy, sir, I've mistook. This is the ring you sent to Sylvia.
How camest thou by this ring? At my depart, I gave this unto Julia.
And Julia herself did give it to me, and Julia herself hath brought it hither.
How? Julia!
Behold her that gave aim to all thy oaths and entertained them deep in her heart. How oft hast thou with perjury cleft the root? O Proteus, let this habit make thee blush. Be thou ashamed that I have took upon me such an immodest raiment. If shame live in the disguise of love, it is a lesser bolt modesty finds women to change their shapes than men their minds.
Than men their minds. 'Tis true. Oh, heaven, were man but constant, he were perfect. But one error fills him with faults, makes him run through all the sins. Inconstancy falls off ere it begins. What is in Sylvia's face? But I may spy more fresh in Julia's, with a constant eye.
Come, come, a hand from either. Let me be blessed to make this happy close. 'Twere pity two such friends should be long foes.
Bear witness, heaven, I have my wish forever.
And I mine.
A prize! A prize! A prize!
Forbear, forbear, I say. It is my lord the Duke. Your grace is welcome to a man disgraced, banished Valentine.
Sir Valentine.
Yonder is Sylvia, and Sylvia's mine.
Thurio, give back or else embrace thy death. Come not within the measure of my wrath. Do not name Sylvia thine. If once again Verona shall not hold thee, here she stands. Take but possession of her with a touch. I dare thee but to breathe upon my love.
Sir Valentine, I care not for her. I hold him but a fool that will endanger his body for a girl that loves him not. I claim her not, and therefore she is thine.
The more degenerate and base art thou to make such means for her as thou hast done, and leave her on such slight conditions. Now, by the honor of my ancestry, I do applaud thy spirit, Valentine, and think thee worthy of an empress's love. Know then, I here forget all former griefs, cancel all grudge, repeal thee home again, plead a new state in thy unrivaled merit to which I thus subscribe. Sir Valentine, thou art a gentleman and well derived. Take thou thy Sylvia, for thou hast deserved her.
I thank your grace. The gift hath made me happy. I now beseech you, for your daughter's sake, to grant one boon that I shall ask of you.
I grant it for thine own, whate'er it be.
These banished men that I have kept withal are men endued with worthy qualities. Forgive them what they have committed here, and let them be recalled from their exile. They are reformed, civil, full of good, and fit for great employment, worthy lord.
Thou hast prevailed. I pardon them and thee. Dispose of them as thou knowest their deserts. Come, let us go. We will include all jars with triumphs, mirth, and rare solemnity.
And as we walk along, I dare be bold with our discourse to make your grace to smile. What think you of this page, my lord?
I think the boy hath grace in him. He blushes.
I warrant you, my lord, more grace than boy.
What mean you by that saying?
Please you, I'll tell you as we pass along, that you will wonder what hath fortuned. Come, Proteus, 'tis your penance but to hear the story of your loves discovered. That done, our day of marriage shall be yours. One feast, one house, one mutual happiness.
Thank you all. We hope that you enjoyed our reading of Two Gentlemen of Verona. I'd like to thank our players, Jason Rennie, Chris Klein, Martin Hillier, Megan Wells, Cameron Prince, Ron Dorn, Sasha Venn, and I'm Mary Carrick. Join us next time and see what Shakespeare 2020 LA has cooked up for you. Bye.
Does anyone know where I can find 2,000 purple M&Ms?